Hey, it's Doug the Retirement Guy. Big question. Can I get 25% dividends from Amazon? Well, if you buy their general stock, the answer is no. But if you look at AMZP, is it good for my retirement fund? Is it good for income? They're advertising a 24.67% distribution rate. Let's take a look, see if we can get to that magic number. So today we're going to look at Curve, the Yield Premium Strategy Amazon ETF. It's called AMZP. Now, their primary strategy is to create income while maintaining opportunity for exposure to the share price. And they're doing this all around Amazon. Now, I will tell you this is an enhanced income strategy focused on generating monthly cash flows for their fund. Now, they're doing it all through covered call options, getting the premiums from that. They're doing it from multiple sources as interest incomes, dividends, any dividend incomes. They're looking to put together a complete package to try to get as much as they can, primarily from covered calls of doing the Amazon stock. It's balanced between income and capital appreciation, which is huge, and we'll show that in a little bit later, where this makes a major difference in a fund. It's also taking the tax advantages of the option premiums, which may not be immediate taxed and therefore potential offset short-term tax liabilities. The distribution rate they advertise is 24.67%, but the nice thing I look there is the 30-day SEC yield of 3.21. That means there's some cash coming in. If we take a look at their holdings, you will see very common in a lot of ETFs is that they're doing treasury bills, so that generates interest and a steady cash flow. You see their Amazon stocks that they got in place that they're selling their calls and options from. They got the Fidelity government marketplace. And of course, they got cash on hand and moving through accordingly. So why AMZP? Well, first off, AMZP shows a 25.77% dividend payout versus the Amazon general stock pays 0. So right off the bat, the 25.77 dividend return is what you want in a retirement account because you want that passive income. You don't want to buy stock, sell stock, buy on the low, sell on the high. It's very complicated. In retirement, you want a little bit on the call easy street. You want to collect this check, hopefully every month, to pay your bills, to live off of, and go enjoy life. AMZP advertises a return of 24.67%. Immediately, I put an asterisk at that one. Is if you're collecting 25.77% dividend and you're only getting a 24.67% return, I'm on guard with that because normally their advertising returns always show that it includes income and dividends. So it means are you losing, value? Are you losing some NAV in that? The other side is the 3.21 30-day SEC yield is strong. So the 24.67% is a total return over a specific period, and it likely includes both the dividends and interest and capital gains. So my worry starts already is, are we losing NAV to get a big payout? So we'll have to look at this a little bit farther along. 3.21% 30-day SEC yield basically means you got some solid income coming in. It is a money generating fund, so I'm not surprised at that. And it is selling call options, so it does not surprise me one bit on that side of it. It does offer monthly dividend payouts, so we do get our funds more often, which allows us to either reinvest into potential with the monthly payouts, or like we always do on the retirement channel, is we want our regular cash flow to pay our bills and move on. So let's take a look at the return on AMZP. If we look at the 1-month program, we're at 6.53 market return. 23.61 on the 3-month market return, 24.71 on the 6-month market return. Now the year to date doesn't shock me because we're only a month into the year, but a 6.53 return. If we take a look at since inception, we're at 48.67%. You back it up a little bit to the 1 year, they're at 43.85. So these are some pretty impressive numbers that we're evaluating. So let's take a look at this if we put $10,000 into it over the past 12 months. In January of 24, we would have bought the shares at $27.85. We would have been able to buy 359 shares. We would have collected the dividend at that point, 36 cents. Look at the dividends across the board. We're pretty much looking at a 31 to 38 cent dividend. until we get into that November, December, and now the new month of January, is we're getting up almost double the amount of dividends. So they really got their system dialed in. They're starting to pay out some bigger dividends at the end of this, at the end of the year and then into the 2025. So that's a very strong piece. But if we take a look at the start value, which we start off at $10,000, at the end of December, we had $12 of value alone. So that's about a 20% increase. Since we had the information, we added in the January mark. The stock went down just a little bit, but we're still holding a 19.86% return on that $10,000. Plus, you got dividends paying 20%. So you're looking at a $2,000 income from that. So when we put this all together, you got a $3,988 gain in 12 months, or 39.88%. And that's extremely strong, very strong numbers. So it gives you $2,000 to live off of, plus gaining another $2,000 in value. It's a win-win situation. So let's take a look at the summary report of AMZP. Again, the stock return, 19.86%. Generates great growth. If this was just a plain stock, we'd be excited because you're getting a big 19.86%. Okay, your dividend return, we're giving it a 20.02%. It's giving you a solid cash flow, getting the money that you need to live off of in retirement. The stock return, 39.8%. Of course, that includes all the dividends, interest, and so on. So stock return, definitely a thumbs up. Dividend return, big thumbs up. Total return, again, huge thumbs up. So the question is AMZP good for a retirement account? And of course, you already know this answer. It is 100% yes. Very solid program that you want to be a part of. The reason for it is your net asset value, or NAV. That value is growing on its own. Very similar what the Amazon stock does. It's growing on a steady basis. You have a nice regular cash flow, basically 1.66% per month to get you that 20% per year number. So I always say this, if it's got Amazon, it's going to equal big cash. So I would not have a problem at all having this in my fund and looking at it in 6 months, 12 months down the road to see that it's holding in and growing and doing some great growth in your value. If you're in a tight market where you need a little bit more growth, this is where I would suggest you immediately look and put not all your money, but put some of it into it. As you see, a $10,000 investment grows fairly quickly. Now, here's going to be the real question I think a lot of people will ask on the channel. Why don't I just buy Amazon directly and don't even worry about the options game and all that? Because if you're saying Amazon's so strong. Well, let's take a look right now. The return rate over the past 12 months, Amazon is 39.42% versus the curve is 19.86. So right off the bat, you're gaining 20 points just by putting your money into Amazon versus the curve. Well, what curve gives you that Amazon doesn't is that dividend rate. So if you're in retirement, you're going to want the cash flow. So you're not getting that with Amazon, but you're getting a 20% from curve. So you got 20% of your money just coming back without you selling stock, repurchasing stock, or doing anything on that side. So when you look at the total returns, Amazon's 39.42, curve is 39.88. So curve basically gives you the monthly cash to pay your bills and keep earning. This is why in a retirement program, I think you're better off actually having Curve's ETF in your fund versus buying just day in, day out Amazon stock and trying to sell when you need to make cash. Well, guys, it's Doug the Retirement Guy, and I'll tell you what, thanks for watching. If you like the information we're giving you, give us a big thumbs up. That helps the channel. If you don't want to miss any of our episodes, any of our challenges that we're doing, or any of the videos we're putting out there, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a part of our channel. And at the same time, if you got any comments at all, don't be afraid. Put them down below. Good, bad, or ugly. We're going to answer you. We're going to tell you what our 2 cents is and use it accordingly. So again, thanks for watching. I hope your fund's doing great. We'll see you on the other side. Enjoy.